जबलपुर से कैसे you managed to reach Mercedes and then now Deloitte?
Tier-3 cities में होता क्या है? I mean, there's not a lot of good people who can, give you that roadmap.
जो सैलरी पे हाइक है वो इस बेसिस पे मिलता है कि एक इंसान का पर्सनल ब्रांड है.
It's just that if I want to switch tomorrow, I can switch because I have a lot of connections.
लोगों को लगता है यार बिना MBA किए करोड़ों तक इतना आसान ही नहीं है पहुंचना.
My motive was just to start earning and then started with 300, then 3,000, then 30, then 30 lakhs and then it's touched crores right now. When I talk about crores, it's like income. It's not like salary.
इतना नेटवर्क बनाओ कि रेफरल देने वाला भी दोस्त निकले, इंटरव्यू लेने वाला भी दोस्त निकले, सैलरी नेगोशिएट करने वाला भी दोस्त निकले और जिसकी कंपनी है वो भी दोस्त निकले.
True.
Right? It's a heavenly
Heaven,
situation
yeah.
for somebody, but ये करोगे कैसे?
Yeah, I mean, start with...
Hi guys, thank you so much. Thank you for coming and watching us. Let me just introduce to a person. We have been chasing him for so long. Now finally he is sitting here. And thank you so much Yash for coming. I just want you to introduce yourself to our audience like very briefly.
So yeah, first of all, thank you for inviting me. And it was like a 1 year of journey with me for this podcast and I'm glad to be here. Letting you know about me, my name is Yash. I have around 7 years of total experience. And I started my journey in 2018. I graduated in 2017 and I joined my first company, a service company, which was IBM. And then slowly and steadily, I've started, building my brand and, getting into product-based company, which was Mercedes, which was like my dream company back in 2021. And now I've stayed in Mercedes for around 3 years. And then right now I'll be, working with Deloitte in coming week. So that's more about my professional journey. About my personal journey, I've done a lot of coaching related to career in a lot of seminars, events in IITs, IIMs. I've also done stand-up comedy once upon a time due to breakup and all. And apart from that, I love to dance. I like to write a lot of content, which is there in my Instagram and LinkedIn. And I try to help as many people as possible with their career growth. So that's a little bit about me.
Amazing Yash. Breakup किसी से कुछ भी करा सकता है.
करा सकता है. True.
You still have that stand-up cover.
Correct,
on your LinkedIn,
it's still there. I think it was my first stand-up show, which I did in Gurgaon only back in 2019. So
सही बात है. दिल टूटना है इंसान से कुछ भी करा
सकता है.
I am very curious to know कि यार जबलपुर इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज से कैसे you managed to reach Mercedes and then now Deloitte, because there are a lot of people from there, they think कि यार because we are from this city तो शायद हमारा करियर उतना बड़ा नहीं बन सकता.
True.
Right? So कैसे किया वो पूरा?
Yeah, so it was a long journey to be honest, because Tier-3 cities में होता क्या है? I mean, there's not a lot of good people who can give you that roadmap or give you that guidance to get into product-based company, right? So मेरे college में when I was doing my engineering, so during that time also there were a lot of service-based company which was coming. For example, this TCS, Infosys, Wipro, Capgemini, and in service-based company they usually offer 3 LPA, 3.5 LPA, right? Constant, still like that range only. So I started with my professional journey from IBM. I mean, my college it was a government college, so it was good for me that I got my placement from college itself. I didn't have to.
That was a college
placement. Yeah,
okay.
It was like on-campus placement.
Okay.
And I was fortunate enough that I got placed in 3 companies: IBM, Infosys, and Capgemini. And my seniors, I reached out to my seniors like, which company I should go for. So they were saying, IBM चलिए, वहाँ पे on-site होता है अच्छा सा. So you'll get to, visit US or other countries with your IBM. So I've started with IBM. And as soon as we start with any service company, they usually call all the freshers to their headquarters for the training, right? So from Jabalpur, I completed my graduation. Then I moved to Bangalore for training purpose in IBM.
Okay.
So during that time, I still remember my first salary was around 21,000. And I think during that time, the salary was not my motive. My motive was to start as early as possible because I didn't want to, go for, postgraduate, or I didn't had a lot of inclination towards higher studies. So I started with 21,000 per month, and then I did my training in Bangalore for around 4 months. So IBM training सबकी हुई, and then I got my first project here only in Gurgaon, Sector 30. So IBM का office वहीं पर, and I was given this front-end domain or the front-end development domain, which I started with. So वहाँ पे I stayed there for around 3 years in IBM. And the good thing about service-based company, which I personally realized, is in service company, every project ends in 3 or 4 months, right? It's not like you're working in one product for 3 years. No. In service company, you get to experience a lot of domains because in every 3 months, आपको product बनाना है, ship कर देना है, फिर product बनाना है, फिर ship कर देना है. So during that time, for me, my team was really good in Gurgaon, and I got to experience a lot of domains, right? For example, I've worked in shipping industry, hotel industry, airline industry, banking, and pharmaceutical industry, right? So that was like a good thing for my profile, wherein I got to know a lot of domains for other brands, right? So that was a good thing. And I think subconsciously there was something in my mind because I think everyone is working for a good raise or for a good lifestyle, right? So I was learning, but I eventually want to have some sort of lifestyle which I've imagined for myself, right? And I have a lot of friends who were working during that time, who were working in Microsoft, Amazon, Google, and I could see that paycheck disparity with me and my friends, right? So I think during that time only I realized, that I have good skills because I was good in academics also, I was good in my college also, but something I just have to go through so that I can go into a good product-based company for the salary purpose. So when I started, switching from IBM to a good product-based company, I reached out to a lot of people, a lot of my college seniors, a lot of my friends who are already working there in a product-based company, but I could not get a lot of help or a roadmap, to be honest. And during that time, I thought that, this is nothing that I should be looking for. I should expect something from anyone, right? Whatever I have to do with my life or whatever journey I want to take with my life, I have to, do it myself. So then I've, started writing LinkedIn because I think during 2017, 2018, even 2019, LinkedIn was not that platform wherein you can, build.
Everybody was moving towards
Instagram and all, yeah. So for me, LinkedIn was kind of a, rescue point wherein I started, posting a lot of content on LinkedIn. I've started growing my network there. And whatever opportunities I got till now, even with Mercedes, and I got a lot of offers also from a good, FANG companies, all because of LinkedIn. And then, I built a personal brand there. I got a lot of visibility from very known persons there. And now I think whatever I am today, I give like a lot more credit to LinkedIn because I think it helped me not only my career wise, but my, personal life, networking, my branding, and even my content writing, right? Because I used to write content, but I was afraid to post any content, right? But with LinkedIn, I started, posting content. I started writing, stand-up shows. I've started, performing stand-up shows, and all started because of LinkedIn. So the journey that you were asking, right? Like my Tier-3 college to here and whatever I'm going for, it's all because of LinkedIn. So, that's the one platform which I would recommend everyone to,
wow,
start.
LinkedIn की बहुत अच्छी ad हो गई है तो
Yeah.
मतलब LinkedIn ने कैसे पूरा का पूरा. Now I am very curious because I want to dissect the whole journey one by one into action steps to, for all the viewers also and for me personally, that how this one social media platform can actually take you places.
True.
Right. So I have a lot of questions. So let's just start from the first one. You said that your first salary was 21,000 rupees a month, which is like 3 LPA.
Yeah.
Right. And it's constant for like 2 decades.
True.
What do you think? Since you are from the industry, you can tell us why this 3 LPA is so permanent.
No, I think it started changing right now. I think right now the base salary is around 4.5. I think 3 LPA is still there in some companies, but I think some other product-based company or service company, they have raised the bar from 3 LPA to 4 LPA, and all because of a lot of people, trying to pushing it.
3 ka 4 to kar
do. So there was a lot of rage from the social media, and I was also part of it. I also raised it a couple of times on my social media that this has to change, right? No one can survive at 3 LPA.
Yes, absolutely.
Given the current situation and the inflation and the kind of lifestyle which one want to pursue. So right now it's 4 and 4.5 LPA. But the reason behind giving 4 or even this CTC to freshers, because they recruit freshers in bulk. So recruiting like lakhs and lakhs of freshers and giving like 10 LPA or 12 LPA as a fresher salary is not convenient for them, right? So that's why during training time, they take care of everything. They also, give some sort of bonus, like joining bonus, which I also got. And then if the, junior is good enough, then 1 year, 2 year after that, they give, the promotion, and then junior can also, switch to a good product-based company for the hike. But just for the starting salary, they give because they also have to, take care of the expenses of the training. Because right after college, you cannot employ the, fresher to a project. They have to train for 6 months. So trainer ki salary and a lot of things goes.
Also, second thing you told us that while you were working, you started writing on LinkedIn. Right. Do you really feel that LinkedIn per brand banana is very important as somebody who wants to get employed?
Yeah, I think wherever I go, usually people ask me about this LinkedIn platform because I highly recommend to everyone, right? So LinkedIn is more like a like it's like a one-stop platform, right? I mean, in our mind, even I, when I was started writing content on LinkedIn, I thought it's just a job platform wherein you can get a job or get your internship. But later I realized that that it's like more like a job platform. It's like a platform wherein you can meet everyone, you can network there, you can get your internship there, you can get your full-time job there, even if you want to switch, because in my switching also LinkedIn played a major role. So then also it helped you if you want to have some sort of startup, so you can find a lot of founders there, or a lot of VPs there for your funding maybe, and maybe pitch your idea there. I've seen a lot of people there. And also you get a lot of freelancing work, right? Because as a college student, if you don't have any connections or any audience, then you will find it difficult to get some sort of freelancing work, right? So for that also, if you're a college student, then you can go for LinkedIn, because that's the platform wherein a lot of companies are looking for a freelancing stuff. So that is also one thing. And I think more from a professional point of view, for your personal point of view also, right? Because there are a lot of, how would I say, brand opportunities on LinkedIn, right? You might be aware of, there are a lot of campaigns, lot of
Yeah,
collaboration
they do.
which happens on Instagram, YouTube. Same happens on LinkedIn. I am also
Now.
part of a lot of, now it's part of,
Yeah.
but I think when I started, I was like some of the few creator who was doing brand promotion. Because at that time also I have around 50K followers, so I was like the few people who started this collaboration, because I've seen this journey of happening, this brand collaboration on LinkedIn itself, right?
Okay. And since, for example, just I told you before, like we were talking there, I told you that hike build करने का एक बहुत बड़ा reason था that while I was building my career from scratch, कि यार मेरे को जो मैंने पढ़ाई की है मुझे वो भी नहीं करनी है ना, और अब जो मैंने कुछ सालों का एक्सपीरियंस किसी इंडस्ट्री में ले लिया, नहीं, आई रियली डोंट वांट टू, आई रियली वांट टू डू समथिंग एल्स. सो आई रीच आउट टू लॉट ऑफ पीपल ऑन लिंक्डइन, राइट, बट nobody replied. And you also said that you had a lot of seniors.
Correct.
You had a lot of people around, but किसी ने वो हेल्प या वो रोड मैप जो हमें चाहिए था उस करियर में वो नहीं मिला, राइट? सो हाउ डिड यू चूज कि यार मुझे कैसा रोड मैप बनाना है, मेरा करियर कैसा होना चाहिए, वो चीज कैसे की आपने?
Yeah, I mean, जब नेटवर्किंग की बात आती है, every time I say the same thing, that it has to be a two-way communication, right? I cannot force the networking or try to network with other person, right? If I'm not bringing anything to the table, right? Because when I was also reaching out to people, they used to come to my profile, but there was nothing in my profile, right?
Absolutely.
It was like a blank profile. So how would anyone help me? Because they haven't seen any improvement, any skill set there, any projects or what I'm working, right? So before even starting to network with people, you have to build yourself, right? Maybe build your skills, maybe build your brand, maybe try to show some results, what you're working with, and what are your aspirations, right? So then only the other person will try to see like what you're up to and what kind of help do you need from me, right? So similarly in my DMs also, there are like hundreds or thousands of DMs, and but still I reply to the ones who are really looking for a help, rather than just networking, or rather than just sliding into my DMs for some sort of conversation. So for me also, whenever I try to help or try to build a network with someone, it has to be genuine, right? So that's the roadmap which I followed, because I saw the shift. When I was trying to reply or ask for help without building myself, I didn't get any reply. But when I started building myself, I've built my skills, I've posted a lot of content, I've done some certification courses, I've upgraded my resume, and then after that I've reached out for help. Then I've started getting messages. So that's the roadmap which I followed, because we cannot force any sort of conversation or any sort of networking with other person, right? It has to be something you bringing to the table and something the other person is bringing to the table. Then only it will be like a fruitful conversation, right? Or a fruitful network, or a kind of a companionship with the other person. Other than that, if you are not have something in you, and if you're just trying to get a help or some sort of support or some sort of cooperate, so in that case it won't be a fruitful, it won't be long term, right? The other person might help you for some time, but it won't be a long term relationship with that person, right? So to have that sort of relationship with the other person, you also have to build yourself first. So that was like my roadmap. And whenever I recommend the people or students to network with other people on LinkedIn, I'd ask them to build themselves first, and then only reach out for networking or building a network on LinkedIn. So that was like my blueprint. Yeah.
Agree. Now tell me that you just told us that you build a personal brand. और उसके बाद you got a lot of opportunities, and out of those opportunities you chose Mercedes, right? अब there are like two kind of people. One, they are chasing the opportunity, and this other set of people like yourself, जिनके पास opportunities खुद आती हैं.
True.
Right? And one of the thing is you build your personal brand. True. Because of which it happened. What are the action steps you think कि हम बता सकते हैं 1 you should do this, second is this, third step is this. What are the action steps जिसकी वजह से वो एक अच्छी job opportunity तक पहुंच सकता है?
Correct, yeah. So networking and personal brand is one thing, as you rightly mentioned. It's like more of your online resume, which you can build on LinkedIn. And apart from that, there are a lot of things which someone has to do, either for getting a job as a fresher or either switching from a good service-based company to a product-based company, right? So start with your skill set first, which is your hard skills, which is your coding or whatever profile you're going for. So you have to have like a top skills in that particular domain, because as I'm working as a front-end developer, my skills were pretty good at that time, even before I started networking or building a personal brand. So your skill has to be your topmost priority. Then you can also start doing a lot of projects, because whenever you're going for a good company, they ask like what domains that you have worked for. Is this particular domain, do you have experience already or not? Because for example, Mercedes is an automobile company, it's like a pure car company. So I had some sort of personal project which I built on automobile sector. So that also kind of helped me, because now Mercedes know that this person is already aware of the space which I'm going for, right? So that is again one thing. For example, if you're going for Microsoft or Google or any YouTube stuff, right? So if you had some sort of YouTube or some sort of video project in your resume already, then that will also be added advantage to your candidature, right? So that also things that you can go with from company to company. Apart from that, you can do a lot of courses and certification, right? Because when you do certification, that also kind of adds credibility to your resume, because I've done like Azure certification and cloud certification, so that when resume gets shortlisted, then your ATS score will be improved, and then the recruiter will also get to know that this person already did a course or certification, and he will be right candidate for this particular project or for this particular position. So that also one thing which I've done. And then apart from that, whenever you are going for any interview, right? I mean the last stage when you are going for interview, then you try to be as honest as possible, because sometimes what happens is you lie to your recruiter or your interviewer during the time of interview, and when you get into a project and if you're not confident or you're not performing well in that project, then also your chances of getting laid off or getting sort of demotion happens, right? So these are the things which I've done like on offline while giving the interview, and at the time of interview also we have to do certain things.
Okay, I have one more question while I am speaking to you. It just comes to my mind कि you started with RealPA, you built a personal brand. Now आपको क्या लगता है कि when it comes to switching, जो salary पे hike है, वो इस बेसिस पे मिलता है कि एक इंसान का पर्सनल ब्रांड है? फॉर एग्जाम्पल, आपको 3 LPA से कितने LPA मिलने के चांसेस है इफ यू हैव अ पर्सनल ब्रांड, और इफ आई डोंट हैव अ पर्सनल ब्रांड तो मुझे 3 LPA से कितने LPA मिलने के चांसेस है?
I mean ऐसा exactly होता नहीं है कि your personal brand will dictate your salary. No, it's not like that. It's not like that. It's just that you kind of become asset to the company, right? For example, if I want to switch tomorrow, I can switch because I have a lot of connections, like more than 2 lakh followers, 2.5 lakh followers. So I have to just ping some of my network that I want to switch, and they will directly refer me, right? For example, with Mercedes also, I got a lot of opportunities there. While I was switching also, a lot of people asked me, do you need referral or do you need any help? So I had that kind of luxury with a personal brand that you might have to work on, or you have to apply to a lot of companies because you don't have the personal brand, right? That's the only difference it will get. But eventually if you're getting employed to a company, then your skills, what kind of person you are, what kind of role you are playing, what is your long-term goal or long-term journey with that company, that will be your major factor. But your networking won't be dictating your salary or what you will be drawing from that company. But yes, while switching you will get a lot of opportunities just because of personal brand.
एक LinkedIn पे आपने पोस्ट किया था, I read it, मुझे उस पे हंसी भी आई थी. Let me just, मैंने उसका स्क्रीनशॉट ले लिया था.
Okay.
That I'll talk to you about it.
I think I get what you are supposed to ask.
इतना नेटवर्क बनाओ कि रेफरल देने वाला भी दोस्त निकले, इंटरव्यू लेने वाला भी दोस्त निकले, सैलरी नेगोशिएट करने वाला भी दोस्त निकले, और जिसकी कंपनी है वो भी दोस्त निकले.
True.
राइट? अब मुझे आप बताओ कि हम इट्स अ वेरी नाइस पोज. अगर ऐसा है तो it's a heavenly situation for somebody, but ये करोगे कैसे?
Yeah, I mean, it start with networking only, right? I mean, when you started building network or when you started building connections on any platform, be it your Instagram or LinkedIn, वहाँ पे whenever you try to post content, for example, you are into post-production or you are building strategies. So in that case, what you can do, you start posting content with your niche or whatever things you're doing on a daily basis, right? So slowly and steadily what happens, it will create a content or create a brand of yourself doing that work, right? then people who are also working in the same space, they can also interact with your content or try to give some recommendation or some feedback of your work or what you're doing, right? That will be your first degree connection, which can help you to get a job or get a switch. Then when you're building a sort of networking or sort of following in your space, then a lot of people who are producing the content or who are on the next level of your domain, then those will also try to engage with the content or look to see what you're up to and how you can help to their company or in whatever way you can. So that is also kind of connection that you can build. And then if you are really going for some sort of interview, and if you have a lot of networking, then there will be some chances wherein you can interact with a person who you already know, right? Because it happened with me. I had a network who was a recruiter. She was my friend, like first degree connection, and then she was my interviewer when I was interviewing for a company.
Okay.
So during that journey I thought I've known a lot of people, and chances ऐसे हैं कि कहीं ना कोई पहचान का टकरा ही जाता है. Even you are going for interviews, so the chances are the recruiter is also kind of knowing you. So that was my post, or that was my thought behind posting that you should know a lot of people and it will eventually help you in some way or the other. So that was like in a humor way I've mentioned, but yeah, that kinds of help if
I
people
think
knows you.
It's perfect. I loved that post. I mean, I instantly connected. क्या सही बात बोली है.
True.
When you said कि salary भी negotiate हो सकती है, do you think कि 3 LPA से इंसान पहुंच सकता है आगे just because he has a good connection or
Correct.
he is a network?
Yeah, they can. I mean, as I mentioned, right, I've before even getting with 3LP, I've started earning when I was 18. So back in my college days, as I mentioned, I come from a very humble background, right? So I've taken this decision to not take money from my parents.
Perfect.
It was like an individual choice, and I didn't want to burden their shoulders with my college fees or my tuition fees or whatever sort of expenses I have. So I wanted to bear all those expenses by myself. It's like an individual choice. I don't force everyone to go with the way I have. But that was like my motto, and whenever I go to colleges, I promote everyone to start earning as early as possible, because it was not only give the financial freedom to themselves, but it will also make shift or kind of make a mindset of how to grow finances, because finances is not about just earning money, right? You have to also grow it. You also have to think about money, how you can spend it, save it, invest it, right? So that kind of mindset one should have when they reach college. So unfortunately, our Indian education doesn't, give that sort of education or awareness to the students. But personally, I feel everyone should start earning as soon as they turn 18. So I started earning when I was in college. I've started giving tuitions. I still remember my first raise or first pay which I got from tuition was 300 rupees, because I've started giving tuitions to my society students, right? So normal math, science, Hindi, English, I used to teach them, and I've loved teaching from very young age, right? So I've started teaching them, and after coming from college, I used to teach student from 5 to 7, and then started earning from just 300 rupees. The motto was not to earn or to make thousands per month, because that's not possible as a college student. I know I also had a curriculum, I have my exams and stuff like that, but my motto was just to start earning as early as possible. And I didn't thought that I should start with thousands or lakhs initially, right? My motive was just to start earning and just bear my own expenses, so that I don't have to ask for money from my parents, right? So that was the motto behind it. And then started with 300, then 3000, then 30, then 30 lakhs, and then it's touched crores right now. So it's a good thing.
एक बात जो आपने अपनी पूरी conversation में बहुत lightly निकाल दी,
Yeah.
which is your like current income.
Correct.
I really want to know that like, there are a lot of people जिन्हें लगता है यार इस income तक पहुंचने के लिए ना सालों लग जाएंगे.
Correct.
Your experience is just 7 years old.
True.
Right? And you come from a 3-tier college. Right? अब दो चीजें हैं. One, कैसे कोई इंसान करोड़ तक एक 7 साल के एक्सपीरियंस में पहुंचता है विद अ 3-tier कॉलेज डिग्री, राइट? जहां पर उसे पता है कि यार उसे पोस्ट ग्रेड नहीं करना है. और इट्स अ वेरी बिग मिथ ब्रेकर, क्योंकि लोगों को लगता है यार बिना MBA किए करोड़ों तक इतना आसान ही नहीं है पहुंचना, राइट? शायद 20 साल लग जाएंगे, राइट? बट यू हैव डन इट सो फास्ट. कैसे किया आपने ये?
Correct, yeah. So when you say about income and when you say about salary, it's different thing, right? So when I talk about crores, it's like income. It's not like salary. So I have a lot of passive income sources also, right? So for example, I have like fixed salary from whatever company I'm employed on. Apart from that, I earn from digital, marketing with my social media platforms, be it your LinkedIn or Instagram. Then I have some investment in stock market also. I trade also. I have other incomes also, which is like combined, right? So that's also one thing which I want to recommend to everyone, right? So they should not stick to only one salary, because what happens if tomorrow you get laid off, right? Then you don't have anything to rely upon. So whenever you have some sort of passive income sources, that also kind of gives you luxury. For me also, I have this goal that I should retire around 35, 36, or max to max 40, right? So for me, if I want to retire at 40, I cannot rely on my job, right? I should also build some income sources so that I can retire at 40 and my expenses will be all taken care of, right? So when I talk about crores, it's there, but I have a lot of things which are all also, putting the money into that corpus. So that's the one thing which
Amazing. And the second thing is कि यार MBA करने की जरूरत
कोई
नहीं है
जरूरत नहीं है
पहुंचने के लिए,
I
करोड़
mean,
तक पहुंचने के लिए.
हाँ, I mean, someone have that inclination towards going to business, then they can do. I mean, I don't have any bad remarks for that, because some people want to
I
go
mean,
into
यार कितने लोग की
inclination
होगी. But
होगी.
MBA colleges भरे
हुए हैं.
राइट मतलब 25 लाख 30 लाख 35 लाख की फीस देकर
Correct.
लाइक यू नो इतना नहीं है रिटर्न जो लोगों को मिलता
True,
है.
that's true.
राइट बट मूविंग फॉरवर्ड देयर आर लॉट ऑफ पीपल हु वांट टू नो कि यार Mercedes में आपने you started with Mercedes but at that time you had a lot of opportunities with other man companies, right? One is how you received that. Second, how you chose Mercedes out of all the other organizations.
Correct, yeah. So I had a history with Mercedes. I think my father had this brand when I was growing up. He is into automobile. He's had his workshop back in my hometown, Jabalpur. So he had that car, and it was a very, very old model back in 80s, 90s, I guess, before even I born. But we had that car, and then my father had to eventually sold that car because of our family conditions and my education also, because my father and my mother both were very inclined towards this thought that my children or me and my siblings should get the best of the education, right? So even though with the limited resources, they had me admitted to ICSC board, which is St. Xavier's, which was the biggest school in my hometown, Jabalpur. So there are no ICSC school other than St. Xavier's. But whatever resources my parents had, they had me admitted into that school. And with the ICSC board, you might be knowing the kind of fees which we have to pay. So whatever resources my father had and whatever things he had to do to had me that kind of education. So I still remember that. I think I was 6 or 7 years old, and still remember that thought of my parents, talking about expenses and stuff like that. I think everyone has gone through that journey wherein we see some sort of challenges of financial instability in our family. So I had that kind of thought that, one day if I get going in my life, or if I get some sort of opportunity, I will join this brand only. So whenever I wanted to switch, there were a lot of opportunities. As you mentioned, I got a lot of opportunities from my companies also, some good service company also, some startup also. But when Mercedes came, then it was like a no-brainer, right? Because I already had a thought that I have to join this company. And with Mercedes, you might be not knowing, because and you won't feel a lot of people from Mercedes, because the hiring is very critical, right? With man companies, you can directly go to their portal, you can apply there. If your resume got shortlisted, then you'll give the interview. With Mercedes, it's like a short window, which started with August to, I guess, November, October, and during that window only they hire. So if you apply throughout the year, you won't get your application shortlisted.
Okay.
So for me, it was like the stars aligned when I was giving for this interview. So I applied during that particular window only, which I didn't knew. When I entered into the company, then only I got to know that this
From
is the window.
August to
October, November mostly.
Okay.
I mean,
these are 2-3 months.
2-3 months, yeah.
Okay.
So wherein they opened up their portal and then they received this application. Right now, the process might have been changed, but during that time, that was the process. So when I was switching, during that time, the portal was open. My resume got shortlisted, and the interviews was also little different from man companies, because I've given the interviews. It was pretty easy only with the man companies, like your coding rounds, your DSA rounds, your system design round, then your salary negotiation, stuff like that. With Mercedes, they focus on individual more than their skill set, right? So they, even though they will have your coding round and system design round, but they will also try to gather what kind of person you are. So they have like couple of personality trait round, right? Whether this particular person will fit in our company or not.
Exactly what happened in those rounds?
Correct, yeah. So they'll share some sort of test, like online test, wherein you have to share about yourself, what kind of things you have already done in the past with respect to your curriculum, or with respect to extracurricular things that you have done, what sort of thing you have in your future with related to this company, and what kind of things you can bring to the table additional with your work, right? So everyone will be doing the work, but you should also having some sort of plan with that company for the long term, right? So that is also one thing that they ask for. And then with the like techno management round also would be there. So during that round also, the technical stuff like like is 20-30%. The 80% will be more about you, like what kind of person you are, what are your future plans, what have you done in the past, and stuff like that, right? So that is the one thing which I've seen differently from other man companies. And yeah, I think eventually they were giving me more salary also related to the fine company. So that's why I've chosen the Mercedes. But yeah, because I had like couple of counter offers already, so that's why they matched that. If
it was easy to negotiate.
It was easy to negotiate. If I was just going black with the Mercedes, then I also landed upon normal package. But since I had like couple of counter offer, so then they matched it, and then I got a good raise. So yeah, that was a
कितना
journey.
परसेंट मिलता है
It
ऐसे
was,
अगर
I mean, during IBM, you might be knowing, right? In service company, the package was not that much. So with 3LP, I've started with 3LP. Then with the 3 years, with couple of promotion, I reached around 6-7 LPA,
Okay.
like that. But then it was like in triple numbers.
Oh.
The hike was in 3 figures. So you can imagine how much I
Wow.
got.
Wow. Wow. Okay, and how do you manage all the time that you have? Because there are a lot of people who say यार कि time ही नहीं है ये सब करने के लिए. I mean, content कब बनाए?
True.
Time ही नहीं है. किसी से मतलब लोग दोस्तों से मिलने का टाइम नहीं
Time
है
नहीं है.
लोगों के पास, right? And you still manage to do all of these things together. How do you manage that?
Yeah, so for that, I think it boils down to what kind of person you want to become, right? There will be people who want to live an average life, retire an average life. For me, it is totally different. For me, I want to retire early, or I have some goals in my mind, and for that I knew that I have to put extraordinary efforts, right? So extraordinary result needs extraordinary efforts. So that's the line which I go by, and I thoroughly believe in that, because if someone want to live an average life, it's nothing bad in that. If someone want to earn 10 LP or 20 LP per year till the age of 60, then that's fine. That is their age, that's their choice, and I don't judge those people based on that. But for me, I've chosen a life, I've chosen a goal for me, and for that I have to put extraordinary effort, right? So when you talk about time management, it naturally comes to me. It used to happen earlier, when I have to put effort, or I have to wake up certain time, or I have to keep awake till 2 p.m. or 3 p.m. because I have to work. But right now it happens naturally, because my body used to that, my mind is used to that. So whatever events if I have, whatever work I have, like a corporate job is also pretty hectic. But right now I've chosen a path wherein I have to go through that, because I want certain sort of life for myself, right? So for me, managing time is not a hard task, because my body used to that, and I have this thing in my mind that I want certain things at that certain age. So for me, this
What's your routine looks like everyday routine?
right. So I mean, it's very very distorted. It's not like a rigorous routine every day. It keeps on changing, because I travel a lot, and wherever I travel, I use different schedule. Because if I'm with my friends, I won't be working, I won't be even touching my laptop, or I won't be spending any sort of work calls. So I ignore all my work when I'm traveling or spending time with my friends. But normally, if I'm going to office, then I wake up early in the morning, I go to the gym, I start working, I meditate these days. That helps me calm my mind, so I do that. Then after work, I channelize my content, because I post regularly on LinkedIn and Instagram. So I kind of strategize my content, what I have to post, and what kind of content is trending in the market. So that kind of analysis I do, and then usually I sleep around 12 or 1. But before that, it's like totally work, and what kind of thing which I'm planning for next week or next month. So all those planning goes on a daily basis. So that is the kind of schedule which I have.
Okay, and somebody who is looking to start their LinkedIn, for example, what are the steps they should follow? Like from scratch से अगर किसी को आज शुरू करना है LinkedIn, ऐसी कौन सी चीजें हैं जो उसे continuously करनी चाहिए for I don't know for a year to build a brand? It would take at least a year.
Yeah, I think it might take less than that if some of your posts gets viral.
Okay.
But before that, if you are, I mean, the only key of any platform is basically consistency. That's what I've observed. It doesn't matter what kind of content you're posting. It's just the quantity. You should be available there 9 a.m. every day. That's the kind of strategy which I followed on LinkedIn. I used to post every day at 9 a.m. Be it anywhere, any kind of content, or wherever I am, I used to post at 9 a.m. every day.
Okay.
And the content was more like a technical stuff, because I was looking for a job when I started LinkedIn, or switch to a product-based company. So during that time, I post a lot of technical content, because that was my goal. But if someone wants some sort of funding, or someone wants some sort of freelancing, so then they can also post the content based on their requirement, whatever they want from the platform, right? And before even building the content or posting the content, you should build a decent profile. So that's a must. Which start with your profile picture, your cover photo, the kind of title that you put. And if someone want to see how they can build, they can go to my profile. They can don't copy the whole content, but they can can follow the template, like the template which I followed, and the about section wherein you can give the description about what kind of person you are, what are your skill set, what are the courses and certification that you do, and what are your aspirations. So LinkedIn has a very good features of analyzing the whole person from head to toe. They will give you the chance to explain yourself or describe yourself as a person, right? So you can post all that particular things in all the sections, and then eventually if someone lands on your profile, then they will get to know what kind of person you are, right? So then your personal branding will become even more efficient, right? And if you post regular content, then that will also help you to build brand on LinkedIn. So these are two key things which I followed.
And third one, I should say, because if somebody wants to do it thoroughly and they want your guidance, they should check Height.
Right.
You are one of our mentors and you
Right.
can help them build it
Correct.
for them. Right. So
Yeah.
thank you so much. And next thing that I want to know that, do you really feel, because we have built a platform basically for people who are looking for guidance. And according to my experience, the students that I had conversations with, like 2-tier and 3-tier city wale jo students hai na, they have more hunger.
True.
Right? Because urban cities में फिर भी accessibility comparatively ज़्यादा है.
True.
और I think चाहे urban students में या urban लोगों में confidence fake ही क्यों ना हो, but फिर भी थोड़ा सा होता है. Right? But 2-tier और 3-tier especially जो cities हैं, वहाँ पर जो students हैं, they actually have a lot of insecurities.
True.
Or they feel underconfident. Right? वो complexity है that should we ask or not, what they would think of ourselves. तो वहाँ पर वो चीज़ build करना, that's why a platform like Hide, वो उसका पूरा का पूरा foundation ही इस बात पे थी that if somebody जिसको networking events नहीं मिलते हैं, जो बार बार networking के लिए नहीं जा सकता है, जिसके पास कोई personal brand नहीं है कि यार लोग आके उनसे बात कर रहे हैं, they should have a platform जहाँ पर उनके लिए mentorship accessible हो, the kind of people they want to talk to. Right? अब obviously ऐसा भी 100% है कि ऐसा नहीं है कि first call will be your mentor for life or second call will be your mentor for life, because everybody needs a different personality or different kind of people at different stage in life, right? And you are one person who have been guiding to a lot of students for so long. What do you think a platform like Height would do to people or to folks sitting in 2-tier, 3-tier cities, in 2-tier, 3-tier colleges and looking for guidance or looking for mentorship through, people like you? Do you think that this kind of platform would help?
Yes, definitely, because you rightly pointed out there are a lot of people. Even I was also coming from a tier 3 college. So tier 3 college और tier 4 college students के पास वो opportunity नहीं रहती है, क्योंकि alumni group नहीं रहता है, और जो रहता भी है they don't help that much, or they didn't have that kind of awareness or kind of exposure which they can pass it on to their juniors, right? So when a platform like Hike comes into picture, then it will open a lot of doors for the individuals who are coming from a tier 3 tier 4 college, because in my time I didn't had a platform like this. Otherwise I would have definitely get a lot of guidance or a roadmap, which I didn't that time. But right now the platform like Hike will definitely help individuals, because sitting at your city, which is like a tier 3 tier 4 cities, you don't have a networking, you don't have a lot of events going on which happens in tier 1 tier 2 cities. So there individuals or the freshers or the student from those colleges, they can go to the social platform and check what are the people doing there, what are their credibility, what kind of help they can give them as far as your course or as far as roadmap is concerned. And then I think it will definitely boost the confidence of those individuals also, right? Because they will have some sort of helping hand, right? They are not alone. They will have someone who can listen to them, help them on a daily basis, or show them the roadmap which they followed in their life, right? So it will definitely boost a lot of confidence of the students which are coming from tier 3 and tier 4 cities.
Perfect. And let's just touch a little base upon your core field, which is like you are a software engineer.
True.
You are currently doing development and consulting side by side. So if somebody wants to, if somebody is starting from scratch, somebody who is in 11th, 12th, maybe doing science, or they are doing engineering and they want to follow this path, what exactly they should do?
Correct. So in development, what happens is there are a prerequisite. First of all, your coding, whatever coding language that you are going for, be it your C, C++, Python, Java, they are like basic languages that all the students have to go through in their college life. And talking about my profession or my profile is front-end development, right? So in front-end, it's basically the front-end of the application. So all application have a front-end part and the back-end part. So in the front-end, there are some tech skills or the languages that you have to learn, first of all. For example, we have HTML, CSS, JavaScript, jQuery, Bootstrap, and some front-end frameworks like Angular, React, view, right? So if you want to become a front-end developer, then you have to learn these basic languages, which will allow you to firstly build the front-end pages, right, for any website or any application, right? Then there will be some cloud experiences which you might be needing. There will be some database integration that you might be experiencing. And then if you want to go for a full stack job, then you should be also being aware of some backend technologies, be it your Java, Spring Boot, or Python, right? So if you learn all these skills and if you build a lot of projects, then you will be pretty much okay to go for any front-end job in any company. Because even though you have a lot of skill set or hard skills, you should be also having some sort of real-time experiences with a lot of projects. So for me also, I had a good skills, but I built a lot of projects, like a lot of personal projects of all the domains. For example, I was talking about Mercedes, right? So I built a project of automobile sector already, which was already in my resume. Then I had a project from airline sector, pharmaceutical sector, shipping sector, right? So if you're going for a job, be prepared with your skill set and also build a lot of projects. So
like
that
portfolio.
is a portfolio, correct. So if someone gets to see your resume, they will not only see your programming skill, they will also see your hands-on experience on projects. So that is the one thing that everyone can do.
तो आपको कहीं से मिले नहीं थे ये projects, आपने खुद
built on my own. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the one thing, because in company there will be this NDA, right? You cannot disclose all the projects or the work that you're doing for a company, but personal work you can expose, right? So those things I've built on my own. On my free time after coming from office, I used to wake up at night and build my own projects, and then I put all those work and all those projects in my resume. So that also highlighted to the recruiters that this person has a lot of experience with personal projects. So that's the roadmap which I will recommend to everyone.
Nice, great. And I think we are almost at the end, and I really want to speak on one last topic. That, for example, if somebody has understood कि यार ये resume होना चाहिए, ऐसा resume होना चाहिए, I should build my portfolio, this is the kind of the core skills are at par, right? And they want to learn the soft skills, because when you want to grow, like at a certain point, hard skills बहुत help करती हैं. But beyond that, if you want to grow, you need to have the soft skills, like networking, you said, communications, right? And if somebody is looking for people to build that, what are the action steps for that?
Correct. Rightly mentioned. So I think whenever you want to become someone or someone high value, you have to have the mindset of being good at everything. You should be having this mindset of becoming a jack of all trades, right? So that's a motto which I also go for. I don't want to be just one person who are just good at one thing, right? So be it your communication skills or your public speaking skills, your networking, your passive income sources. If you want to climb up to that ladder, you should be equipped with every skills, right? So when I was in my first company, IBM, so during that time also, I was very shy. I was introvert. The ideas were coming to me, but I was not confident enough to put that ideas forward, right? So during that time, I thought that I have lost a lot of opportunities. I've lost promotions. I've lost hike. I've lost good image of mine in front of managers because I didn't put a lot of ideas just because of my communication skills or soft skills were not up to the mark, right? So in your life also, even though you have a lot of good hard skills or coding skills, but if you are not confident enough or extrovert enough to put that ideas forward, you will definitely lose opportunities. That's what I've also experienced. And that's what I recommend everyone in the college, right? Don't only focus on your hard skills, focus on your soft skills or communication skills, because that will also open a lot of doors for you. Because for me also that has happened, and it has opened a lot of doors just because of this little shift of improving my soft skills, right? And when you talk about action item, it starts with being comfortable with yourself, right? Because most of the time when people don't speak or they don't put their thoughts forward, it's because of the judgment which other people might put on you, right? So firstly, I would recommend everyone to first being comfortable with who they are, what they want to do, or what kind of person they want to become, how they want to express themselves, right? So expression is very important. It doesn't mean that you should be very good with English. It means that you are comfortable with expressing yourself, be it in any language, be it Hindi, Marathi, English, whatever language you're comfortable with, you should be expressing enough. You should be putting your thoughts clearly, and it should be conveyed to the other person clearly. So that's the motto that you should follow. And it starts with, slowly understanding yourself, talking to yourself, standing in the mirror, talking to yourself. I've also done that. Watch a lot of Hollywood movies without subtitle, watch a lot of, these shows, podcast, read a lot of newspaper, read a lot of books.
You have done that.
I've done that. I've done that, all of that, because I was very, very keen to improve on this particular skill set, because I've seen myself losing a lot of opportunities, even though I had a very good technical skills. But then, even though after having some sort of good skills, I was losing opportunities. So then I have to shift my personality and become a person who can also have these communication skills, in his archery, right? So I've done all of that, and I think it will happen over time. It won't happen in 1 week or 1 month, but if you start working towards it, being comfortable with yourself and having some sort of circle which also kind of improves you, right? Because my friend circle was very good. Right now also those friends are with me, which helped me to improve my communication skills. Or whenever we used to go out, he only used to push me to order something, or be expressive enough, right, in front of other people. So you should be also having some sort of a circle which can push you towards becoming what kind of person you want to become, right? So having some sort of good circle is also kind of a thing which one can focus on, right?
Absolutely. So you have to take initiatives,
True.
which is like
Yeah.
it is non-negotiable.
True.
If you have good company, it's
It
like cherry on the cake.
True.
क्योंकि सबके पास नहीं होते हैं,
True.
but if you can build that, because ऐसा नहीं है कि लोग हमारे पास अच्छे नहीं हैं.
True.
We should not give excuses. So perfect for that. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you have learned a lot. If you want to talk to Yash, if you want to get mentored by him, please check him out on our website hike.in. Thank you so very much.
Thank you so much. Bye.